Good morning, everyone. My name is EJ. I go by EJzBlendz. I'm a faith-driven entrepreneur who left the medical field about a year ago to pursue barbering, to create generational wealth, not only for me, but for you guys as well. So I'm here to share not only my journey, but to give and help you guys as faith-driven entrepreneurs, or people who are going into entrepreneur, or you guys who are barbers, anyone and everyone who needs my help. I'm here to help you guys one step, one day at a time, and share what I've learned and what I'm learning one day at a time. No? Well, that's one thing I'm going to talk about before we on our way to church is you need to fail in order to improve. You need to fail in order to learn from your mistakes. Now, you don't need to fail on purpose. You need to fail knowing that you need to know that failing is a part of the process of getting better, right? I once counted myself as a really good speaker, a really good, confident speaker. I say this, because I did public speaking. I went up and talked to people, but the truth is I'm not a good speaker. The fact is, I'm just a person who likes to learn from my mistakes, right? In order to be better prepared for situations where I am called to speak. And that may be something that you may be struggling with right now. And my best piece of advice is to practice. Not only practice, but actually put yourself in the situations where you will be forced to learn how to speak. And that may seem very uncomfortable, such as picking up a camera and talking to the camera. But what you will realize is that over time, you will develop a confidence to speak. Now, you may have confidence to speak, but you also need confidence to communicate, right? You may have confidence to talk, but you may not have the confidence to speak. And what I mean by that is you can yap all over a camera, but if you have if there's no experience, or if there's no value in what you're saying, then being confident at talking will have very little impact, right? Because you don't need a bunch of words to get your point across, and that's something that I'm learning to do better each and every day, right? You need to learn how to capture what you want to say in a way that many or the majority of people can understand, but also comes from a place within your heart that is not just valid, it is speaking truth, speaking from real life experience. And the more you practice this in real life, the more you do it, not just practice, the more you do it in real life, the more confident you will become in talking about it, right? So, for example, for me as a barber, right? Nothing ever will beat reps, right? And that's like anything in life, sports, whatever, film, art. What do you need reps in? Eating, babies. That's why we're such great eaters, you know what I'm saying? That's why I love to eat, because it's something that we've done since we were a baby. And in order to eat, we've learned how to eat food. You know what I mean? You don't eat pizza the same way you eat ice cream, right? And those are two very uncomfortable situations that you have to put yourself. Obviously, there's other uncomfortable situations, but I'm talking about in terms of eating. So in barbering, the one way to get better is to cut more people. And if that means at the cost of giving free haircuts, that's what it takes. I'll be honest with you guys. For anyone who's starting out, I just want to encourage you that there's no way you could be worse than me, right? I'll tell you this, there's no way. And if there is, please let me know. I used to take 5 to 6 hours to cut hair. And I'm not kidding. I'm not joking. I made Instagram posts on this. And I was boast about how I've been improving in time. And the funny part is, after 5 to 6 hours, the cuts were absolutely just nada. They're absolute basura. And if you don't know basura, what does that mean, Bibs? Garbage. See, she couldn't even say it with confidence. That's how bad they were, right? I didn't meet her at the time, but 5 to 6 hours and complete garbage, right? So what can you take from me is the reason why it took so long was there was a bunch of things. I was starting a mental thing, cutting someone else's hair, there's pressure. But you know what I learned is that if I just gave more people free haircuts, if I talked to more people, right, I would have probably got better faster, honestly. The crazy part is, even when you give free haircuts, people tip. I still give free haircuts to this day, guys. And people tip me $20, $40, $50, right? They tip me. right? For free haircuts. Of course, I'm experienced now, but even then, you know what I mean? If I could do anything for free, I'd give haircuts, right? But that's another conversation. The point is, get your reps up. And as a faith-driven entrepreneur, you also need to get your reps up in scripture, right? Whether you're single or you're taken, you got to put these reps up. You got to take a look at scripture every time, morning, night, whatever you feel. Oh, I missed it. Whatever you feel would help you grow in your trust in God. You got to put the reps up. And as you do that, you will discover how important scripture is into empowering you to take action and to do what you're called to do. So, I know I talked a lot about different things, right? There's one lesson I can give you. It's to trust God and do what you gotta do. Well, I'll catch y'all soon. We got church. Love y'all. See y'all soon. God bless. Peace out.